for joining us once again. Welcome to Truth Is with Marvell. We have Holy Cole and Eric Butler. And we're going into our prayer. God grant us peace, discernment of things we cannot change, obedience, faith, boldness, discipline, and diligence of things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Also bless us spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially, marital, and with good health. So everyone can hear our voice. Once again, we will be saying we are success and we are greatness. We have to start speaking things over our lives. So today's topic is Out of Pain Birth Ministry. Our guest speakers are Eric and Tiffany Helms via Facebook. Oh, if you have any questions, you can call at 899-5454. Okay. Out of Pain Birth Ministries. As some people know already, on the first episode I spoke briefly about the different things in my life, such as incest, molestation, rape, broken home, and gang affiliations. So the Lord and me have a non-profit called Not Forgotten. And it addressed all the unfortunate circumstances that I've been through. So we created a non-profit called Not Forgotten. And we'll be able to do more once I get a building. So out of your pain, birth what ministry?
Well, it started off with transitional housing to help homeless women. That's what it started off with. And then I went into ministry under my father, which he's the pastor of the church. And I just wanted to speak to people because I've been through so much, failed marriages, abuse, of course, at home with my mom and stuff like that. So I've been through a lot, and so that's where mine started from. What about you, Eric?
My ministry. First of all, God ain't too many years, so he's still
we
working
all
on
under
me.
construction.
Yeah. But mine come from back when I was a kid, young. How just my family, my mom, how she treated me, and my dad wasn't there, and been out in the streets and gangs, selling drugs. There was so much negativity in my life. I had to find a point in my life to find something positive. So my ministry as getting into the word and getting closer with the Lord, understanding myself and trying to forgive and forget certain things and what people done to me in my life, and really take accountability for my own actions and what I did and what role I played a part in. But now as I'm continuing to live on this earth and grow more into the ministry, my heart is not weak, and it's not, say, the devil still don't have a hold of me, because even though all through the pain, my heart is sincere to where if I can help anybody, I help anybody, I do anything for anybody. But I'm not going to be a fool, but I know the average person that would probably went through some of the tragic things that I went in my life would probably gave up, commit suicide, but thanks to the good Lord, I'm still here, and I still have a positive mindset and a positive soul. I was just in a recent accident back in September where I had to lose a whole left leg, portion of my left leg rather, and most people would make them discouraged, but me, just the type of person I am, like I said, through all the adversities and calamity and everything that I had to go through as from a kid all the way to my adult life, the average person would have seen a video of my life would have probably say I'm just giving up or commit suicide. But just the fact that I have the Lord in me, I'm like, how can I use this and help somebody else? So I keep myself uplifted and try to uplift somebody. Like I said, if there's anything I can do to help anybody, I will. But I've been through too much BS and know a fool when I see a fool, so I ain't gonna play the fool role. So that's pretty much with me as far as what my pain has turned into ministry has led me to.
Right. Okay. I mean, cause like take me and you for example, Nicole. From both of our pains. I mean, you've been not. I don't know. Are you a victim of incest? No. Okay. Well, I'm an incest survivor, like I said, as well as molestation. And from those situations, it taught me how to keep my daughter safe. It gave me experience for that. So from my nonprofit, I would teach, and I teach how to other female parents how to keep their kids safe and try to protect them from rape, incest, molestation. So from our experiences, we are trying to teach other people. That's the purpose of the ministry. Trying to teach other people how to survive in this cruel world. You know, offer some counseling. Nicole supposed to be one of the counselors and stuff, you know, so because everybody don't have nobody to talk to. So we want to offer educational classes, all types of learning classes for yourself and for trade. So what your transition houses consist of, or will consist of again?
Well, back then, it basically was women giving women another chance to get it right. Most of them is coming straight from prison. And they just getting a second chance. They got out of jail and then they needed somewhere to live. Some were just plain homeless and just needed somewhere to go. And they didn't know any skills for keeping a house. So we taught them how, we taught them how to do certain things like making sure the house is clean, laundry. We taught them budgeting, all types of stuff like that. And so that was one of the biggest things, how to save their money, get back on top. Saving up for that first and last month rent.
Right.
And so that was one of the things that we taught them. This time, once I open back up those doors, I want to reach out to men too, because I just doing women.
Right.
But men too. A lot of the men, they paying child support and can't afford to pay rent somewhere else. So I want
some men try to keep it for themselves.
Right. So I'm trying to open it up to both. I know I'm gonna need a little bit more help. But that's the biggest thing with me. With the transitional house, I want to be able to help more people. There's so many women dealing with all types of abuse just to have a place to stay. And that's just sad.
Right.
They taking all types of abuse and whoopings and just to have a roof over their head. And so I want to be able to offer a place for them.
All right. When you finish with yourself, Eric, what do you see yourself getting into?
Well, actually, I'm in the process of getting back into. I'm an artist, so I'm an artist, and I like to draw. I paint, I cook, I make jewelry. My art is a way of inspiring somebody, and I want to be able to actually open up my art studio, but I want to teach people how to draw. But not just that, even before all that happened, I've actually used to do a lot of ministry as far as when I lived in, I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee, but when I was in Nashville, it was a group, we was with a group, and what we used to do every other Saturday was we get together and we set up these bags of food, like different kind of food, perishable items, and we just do this freely and volunteering, and we go into projects and we knock on every door and give out these bags to people, and just to see somebody, appreciate the small things, you can make somebody day. It don't even have to be a whole lot, but just bringing them a couple of, boxes of macaroni and cheese, some juices or whatever, or either we also did this. We fixed up a whole lot of peanut butter jelly sandwiches or bologna sandwiches with some snacks in them, and we give them out to the homeless people just to see somebody, to see a smile on their face, because we all in life going through something. As we all know, nobody's struggle is bigger or better than the other ones.
Right.
Nobody should judge nobody, because we don't know what we might be at tomorrow.
Right.
So,
and we don't know where they came from.
Exactly. So you can't be judgmental, because you can be in the same situation as the next person.
Right.
So as human beings, and I know we live in a cruel world right now, But as human beings, we need to start getting together and just, if it ain't on a big scale basis where you and a lot of people doing it, just do a little something. If it ain't nothing, it could be the homeless man on the corner, it could be somebody down the street. Just help them out, bless them. Don't look at it as you blessing them to receive a blessing. Just help out just because that's in your heart to do today. I want to bless somebody with something.
I just say call Tiffany and see if she'll be on the phone to tell what she did.
Okay, Tiffany, you heard what she said. You want to call in? But keep it going.
The call-in number Tiffany is 899-5454. Anyone who want to call, 899-5454. Now, I appreciate what you said, Uri. That's true. I mean, like with our nonprofit, we work with a lot of kids and adults, and we didn't turn nobody away. You know, so we did a multitude of things. We offer tutoring, so we help. Cause a lot of kids have LDs and a lot of people don't know, and they can't get that help in the school. Cause the testing is to get a kid tested for special needs. Oh my goodness, it's a battle. It's a fight. I had to fight for years to get my kids tested because the teachers was lazy. We have a caller. You on with Truth Is? Hey Tiffany, what's your ministry?
Hi, Tiffany. What's your ministry?
I said, what's your ministry?
Saving the Life Ministry.
Saving the Life Ministry.
Saving the wife.
Oh, saving the wife.
Saving a wife.
Saving a wife. Oh, praise God. We all need saving once we say I do sometimes.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about...
Hi.
Hello.
Saving the Life Ministry.
Can you give us insight on it?
I think it's an echo.
Yes, wife.
No, it's a delay. It's a delay. Okay.
Oh, it's a delay.
Okay. Ask the question again.
Oh, she answered it.
Yeah, she
Said
said
saving the wife.
Saving the wife ministries.
Okay. I thought you just asked.
What does it consist of?
Okay, so Saving the Life Ministry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Oh, okay. So Saving the Life Ministry is based on actually saving the wife in the marriage. You know, some marriages go through such a hard time and a worse time where us wives, we just want to give up and just throw in the towel. You know, and sometimes we may be at a point where it may seem like it's necessary to do so. But here's where Saving the Wife comes in at. Saving the Wife is based upon actually being saved by Jesus.
Yes.
Having the heart of God so that we can endure through the worst.
Yes.
So Lord, I'm listening to this too.
What you say?
Tiffany,
Yeah.
what did you say? Oh, you start doing something.
No, I haven't. Okay. Because it's playing, right? Okay, and so once we are saved by Jesus, we can begin to have our heart fixed and mended toward what God says about marriage. And so when we listen to what God is saying about marriage, we can go in prayer about our husband. Because everything that goes on in marriage is not really, our husband just, acting a fool or, just bad things just happening to destroy marriage. But the devil has a hand in that. And so if we could, as a wife, just get on our knees and pray to God and just have God to fight our battle in our marriage during the worst time, then we can be saved. Our marriage can be saved.
it get hard with all the social media sometimes. All the temptation out there that our males or husbands have to endure. Because family members, what you mean?
Oh, a family member could be, saying something, and make the marriage go a whole different way. Y'all might have something good, or y'all might have problems, and then the family member will say something,
I ain't had that, so that's why I said, what you mean by the family member?
Yeah, I'm just saying, sometimes family members can be influenced to, just be in your business and stuff can start falling down. In other words, I'm saying,
I know what you're saying.
In other words, what I'm going to say is, people can pray on your life in a good way, and people can pray on your life in a bad way. So,
I mean, because I have a niece that's married, and I ain't fond of her husband, so I told her if she divorced him, I'm going to
yeah, but it's not up to the family member or whoever. It's about what I feel what she's saying, where she coming from. That's on a, well, I'm not a woman, but on a woman's standpoint and how, most women want to give up. But you got to think about the male too, because some males don't, in a relationship, marriage or whatever, the male have feelings just as well, and the woman could be doing all this to him, and he's just, doing everything he's supposed to do. So I feel where she's coming from, what her ministry is, but you got to look at both parties, because both parties could be hurt, and it's about both of them really understanding the spirituality. First off, really should have been before that union even came, because y'all supposed to have this spiritual bond to understand that no matter what, God got us. God got us, and we have to put our things in His hand and pray. We're gonna have some bad times. Nobody said in life things are gonna be perfect, because nothing is perfect. So, in relationships, like I said, we all go through stuff. In marriage, we all go through stuff. But my thing is this: nobody, male or female, shouldn't have to put up with if the male or female in the relationship is cheating on them, putting their hands on them, doing foul stuff to their kids. That's understandable. Hey, they need to leave it alone. But if it's just small minor misunderstandings or discussions or decisions that y'all can't come together on, then you got to put the faith, have the faith of. It's saying about have the faith of mustard seed. So you got to have the faith to have faith in God. Before all the union come together, y'all got to have, but still, because some people don't already know the Lord, sometimes, they get married and they try to keep changing their life for the betterment. So, my thing is this, like I said, you just got to be, like I said, be more spiritual and understand, like, in relationships and marriages, we all gonna go through problems, but on her standpoint is what she's saying as a woman, because most women, they take it effect wholeheartedly, and they want to give up, and well, I'm gonna stop with this one, and maybe this one here, and then this one, but it goes back to saying you gotta have faith in God. Then you gotta not just have faith in God, but you gotta look at yourself and see, okay, I've been through this situation, I've been through this relationship, it didn't work out. Well, I want to put this on this person. You got to take into consideration of my actions. What am I doing wrong, or what am I not doing right? So you got to look at yourself. People have to take accountability for their own self and see what they doing, because it's not always what we think. Oh, it was always her. It was always him. No, you got to look at yourself, because you could be the big part of whatever that make y'all relationship a marriage fail, so you basically, like I said, as an adult, and I understand these days and time, common sense ain't common these days, so
common sense ain't never been common.
Exactly. So you just have to really, take accountability in it. But as what we're going through now with this pandemic, and it's 2020, this has been the worst year.
The wife comes in it. Maybe the wife helps the wife to see how to be a better life, basically.
Right. Yeah. I think what he's saying, they need a version for a man too. So somebody needs to create the saving the husband. Saving the husband. So the males that are listening out there, maybe that's your out of pain birth ministry. Saving the husband ministry. I mean, cause women can be a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
I know we can be a lot. We hormonal.
Yeah.
We can be emotional.
Very.
We may take what you said the wrong way.
Sure will.
And then some of us will react with a slap, with a hit.
Yeah.
You know, or kicking you out, or trying to divorce you, or anything, you know. But that's that lack of communication, so we have to learn how to communicate. But remember, the husband's supposed to be a peacekeeper.
Yeah.
So therefore, they need us saving the husband ministry.
Exactly.
Because if he is the head of the household, like what's the name says, for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
Yeah.
If we have those kind of men these days, this world will be much better.
Right.
And that's why I like not forgot, we will have the chivalry classes and stuff in ministries on a regular basis, is trying to teach young people how to be regular people and Christians.
It's coming.
Oh yeah, it's coming. Oh yeah. We did some already. I thank God for the souls that did go through. I mean, those kids are very blessed. Sierra is one of them that came from our ministry. She happily married for 5 years, raising her kids the right way. So I thank God for being an instrument. What you feel say, Eric?
Nah, I'm finna just say, as I'm finna say, as far as like I said, basically it goes back, like I said, the communication in the relationship. You gotta have communication and understanding in a relationship. And like you saying, as far as how women, y'all are emotional and y'all have y'all moments or whatever, the man is supposed to be the head of the household. And the peacekeeper. But I'm saying, as women, from what they experienced throughout their years, or just now, there is so many women that's, I'm so independent and I can do this myself.
Yeah.
So a woman can, I'll give you a prime example. A woman can have her own house, her own business, everything she got going good. She's missing a man. She get that man. The man trying to be there and show her everything, but it's because she's so independent and she's been doing everything. She don't really let that man be a man, to be the man role, to be the head of the household, to be just the head of her. So how can you expect a man to be there for you when you have these women like this? But it comes back because, once again, and I heard Tiffany say, we're trying to better ourselves. Everybody's trying to better ourselves, but like she said, the woman, it starts from, like I said, a woman, because you gotta have the communication, and you gotta have the communication, and you gotta understand that, you know, you've been through some things, but just as well as you've been through some things, this man probably been through some things.
Are you trying to talk about me on the side?
No, you know, we direct, but no, we good. But I'm just saying, as a woman, she have to let that man be a man, and a man have to let a woman be a woman, you know, and y'all have to have that understanding to where y'all know, when, like I said, we already know we can't do nothing without Christ, so you gotta keep Christ in whatever y'all do. My thing is this, I tell people this all the time. People focus on the small, mediocre stuff and think they mean everything. When you should focus on the other small stuff, this is really everything, meaning if I open your door for you, I cook for you, I do it. Hey, that's the stuff that you, because I ain't take the garbage. Yeah, but if I ain't take the garbage out, or this here, or we have a misunderstanding about something, y'all women, some women go all out of proportion, and you know, it's got to be an understanding.
I'm semi one of those women.
One of what women?
If the trash don't go out.
See, something
because
small. I'm
like, that's a bill. I'm paying for them to collect that trash. Let it be out to be collected. Okay, so if the trash man gonna run the next day, or I mean, if the trash man ain't gonna run the next day, if he like, maybe your husband or something, I got it, baby, but I got it in the morning. Then the trash don't go out to probably 2 days later. Nah, trash run once a week. But I'm saying, it depends on when the trash, like, okay, just say your trash run on Thursday, and here it is a Tuesday. You know, come on, I can put the trash out on a Wednesday morning or something before we come and get it Thursday. I understand that. That is good. But meanwhile, I lost that day that I'm paying for. Oh, okay. So that's my problem.
Okay.
It ain't so much. It ain't so much. I'm like, he gave the example of a trash. I'm on that trip off of my money, honey. So me and my husband, you should realize the things that I like and that I don't like. I don't like blowing money. Hate it with a passion. Hate it. All
Well, it goes back to once to say, you and your significant other, y'all have to understand. Okay, you know, I don't like blowing money. You know, the trash need to be taken out and get it out there because I'm paying for it. Okay, let's understand. Another relationship, like I said, they might not even trip something so small about the trash as long as you get out and, you know, you got to really take into consideration some of the things that you doing and saying because, like I said, as a woman and as a man, we have feelings. You know, and it's all about communication. Back to communication and understanding because if you don't tell me, I don't know what. Because most men be like, ain't gonna stay there. Well, I get it when I get it. And, I mean, because it's so small, it's so minute. It's nothing to be worried about.
Small to you. But you remember sometimes it's the small things that matter.
Yeah, that's what they said. But on your note, you were about the finances.
There you go. I once saved over $1,200 in pennies.
Okay.
So that little stuff add up.
Okay.
The Satan not small beginnings, so my good book say.
Yeah.
So they charged me for that week. I want to get my money's right. So yeah, that would be on that saving a husband ministry. I tell you right there.
Sound like you got a ministry already. Saving the husband.
It's definitely in the works.
It's already in the works.
Yeah.
Okay then.
How's your husband gonna pick that up?
Well, all right.
Alrighty, saving the husband and wife ministry.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
needed.
he's willing and able. The
That
Lord is going to use him.
is so needed.
You know what I'm thinking, Tiffany? That sound. A thought just hit my head. So are y'all gonna have like, where y'all get a lot of husband and wife couples, and where y'all have like, basically like a counseling session?
Couples counseling.
Yeah.
Well, not so much as couples counseling, but couples uplifting and empowering and just, you know, for us to come together and also to have a good time together.
Okay.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
that sounds good.
Okay.
Alright, Nicole, can you tell us what is the foundation of a transition house?
The foundation?
Like what all it offers? I mean, because the name transition, meaning you changing from one thing to another, like a caterpillar into a butterfly.
Metamorphic.
Right.
Yep.
So
Basically, you just said it because most, like I said, most people are coming from shelters, living with other folks. They go into this place to save up their money to learn how to take care of their own house when they get, that's getting them to be dependent on themselves, not on everybody else,
self-reliant.
Right. And so that's what they're doing. They're gonna be learning how to save their money, take care of a house, make sure they clean their house, make sure they know how to keep a house, So that's basically what it is. It's getting them off to a good start and saving money.
And you said these people are coming like from out of incarceration, homelessness, abuse situation. Okay, yeah, that'll be good, because like you said, some people, especially being incarcerated, I hate to say it, but it is what it is. I've experienced it. I'm not happy about it, but the steps I've had in my life, they led me to where I am now. I don't have to worry about that now, but I feel what you're saying. But as far as being locked up, coming out of being incarcerated, if you've never been incarcerated, it is real hard to try to get back in society and trying to establish and get everything done. So with her having these transitional houses, I see what she's saying, because you could have been locked up, or you could have been homeless, and you've been dependent on somebody else to take care of you, to where you don't know how. Some people actually, it's some people that don't know how to cook, clean, pay a bill. write out certain documentations for certain
And
things.
that's what
So,
not forgot to teach all those basic life skills.
yes,
Because
and
everybody don't have parents to teach them.
Exactly.
But the Caucasian schools, they teach that stuff.
Life skills.
Yes.
Oh.
The Caucasian schools, some of them teaches life skills. They teach you how to pay bills. They do all that.
Well,
Us African Americans.
I ain't gonna blame it on African American or whites. I'm just gonna say the school system in general and the government, because they know what they need to do and what areas they need to put it. They know over here in a prominently white neighborhood, they got good education, good schools, good everything. The police comes around through, but here we are, low class income people that we don't get everything that we should. We don't get everything that we should. So I want to base that on racial profiling. I'm not saying it's racial profiling, but I want to say whites or blacks. I'm just saying as the people that's in higher, the mayors and the governors, they know what to put in place. And it's sad that as black people that we do fall short of getting this knowledge. There's even with financial independence, learning how to budget your money. They don't teach you how to do that.
We do that too.
So you go to work. Everything in life comes with an instruction basically. But when you get paid, it don't come. Your check don't come with instructions. They just say here your check is. But that's why certain things. It's just a matter of, like I said, 2020. We in a bad year right now with all this stuff. People need to really pay attention, like even far as I see the people with the police killing these guys or whatever that's not armed, and everybody want to say Black Lives Matter. First of all lives matter to me. And my thing is, if Black Lives Matter, why do Black Lives Matter only to people that's not black? Because blacks are still killing blacks every day. But what I'm trying to say is that we as individuals, white, black, polka dot, Chinese, whatever, we need to come together and realize, hey, Martin Luther King said a long time ago, and he brought it to where people was, once segregated doing stuff, but there's so much still going on in this world that people just need to start taking consideration to somebody else's feeling. I see people every day, don't even know you, mean mugging and hating on you. Don't even know me. You don't know my struggle. You don't know what I've been through. Why you gotta take so much energy to hate me? Take some of that energy and try to love. It ain't gotta be me, but love somebody else. Do something for somebody else. The world is just screwed up. So it starts now. Even whoever watching, you can just be out and it ain't gotta be your family members. Help somebody else. You help that person. They might not do it right out, but eventually, when you help somebody, their help gonna go a long way, and then that person help get somebody else. Just like if you hurt somebody, hurt people. It's a cycle, So break the cycle of the hurt and the foolishness, and start being more positive. And like I said, it don't have to be on a big scale. It could be on a small scale. Yo, selected through who you deal with. Somebody at your job, just one day, just out the blue. It could be somebody at your job that you don't like, Matter of fact, you might like them because God is in you. I'm change it.
Right.
But they might not like you for whatever reason. Do something kind to them. I give you a chance to change. One day be like, okay, I know Sue's over there. She always hate me, mug. She don't like me. But today I'm gonna think about Susan, and I'm gonna just buy her something to eat or give her a card.
Right.
I guarantee Susan might be like, but you put it somewhere, she gonna be like, and she gonna get 2 days might pass, 3 days. Susan gonna start coming around because you done did something nice. You done touched her spirit.
I had that experience before already. You remember Miss Smiley?
Yeah, I remember Miss Smiley.
Right. She was mean to everybody else. I never had a problem with the woman at all. Coming in, no problem with Miss Smiley. Everybody kept on saying she's a bitch, she's gonna be a bitch, she don't like nobody. I have no problem with her because I treat people the way I want to be treated.
Right.
So I came in kind and she treated me kind. She went to church with me a few times. She invited Kenny in a few times to sit with her. All kinds of stuff. But yeah, you have to start with somebody. Now I was just saying, speaking on like not forgotten, we have classes for all that stuff. We do outreach, so therefore we go into the community and help people. But I want a building for the classes, and it's sad when you said the police situation. I'm trying to figure out what kind of class we need to try to cut down on police brutality. I mean, because I must be dumb, I don't know. But when it comes to you supposed to teach your kids when you get pulled over, keep your hands on the steering wheel or whatever other stuff. That wasn't an issue when I was coming up. So I didn't know to teach my kid, keep your hands on the steering wheel or keep your hands where I can see them. You know, I don't get pulled over much. You know, so therefore I'm just nice even when they pull me over. So I don't too much have a problem with a cop then, but you know you got booty cops out here because there's a butt everywhere. You know, I just been fortunate not to have a booty cop. So to have that experience to teach my kids, keep your hands on the steering wheel, then you gotta have your driver's license somewhere where you could just go like this here, where they could see you at all times. Cause last time I got pulled over, it was in the glove box. And I was like this here, I'm like, okay, it's in the glove box. So I have to go in the glove box to get my insurance, my proof of insurance. It used to be kept in the glove box. Now, I keep it in the visor. So they won't be sitting there, you know, like, hey.
It's like I said, it's just
so that has to be taught. Right, so I added that to our classroom once I get the building and stuff to teach kids how to respond to the police in different situations, on calls, when you pulled over. But I'm going to need a good cop to teach that class because us civilians don't know everything. Right. Boys, guys, you know, they have their experience what sets them off or what may set a cop off. So yeah, I can't wait till I get a building so we can continue helping some of the hurt people. Because even when you say hurt people, that's why I want Not Forgotten to come in where your parents or somebody hurt you. We here to help heal you, build you up. Because we supposed to be about kingdom building, building people up. So that's what Not Forgotten represents, building you up, helping them. Like her, building wives up. Tiffany, building wives up. You giving shelter and knowledge to people in transition from one situation to the next. And then Eric, whatever his ministry is.
Giving out food and just helping and even trying to, you know, I want to actually I know it's going to be a minute, but I'm working on some things, but all that, you know, I've been thinking about that, like I say, when I was doing my other ministry, giving out food, but my thing is, I want to give back to the youth, because first of all, the youth is our future. Right. And I understand, and I look at daily, a lot of our youth are just going to and fro with no sense of direction. And it's not really their fault. Right. You know, it's because the generation of their parents been going through stuff and how they been. So now they this way. Well, they mama's this way and how they were. So they this way. So now the kids somebody's got to break that curse, you know. Right. And you know, and I just see so many parents, and I'm not a parent. I mean, I don't have kids.
You can be a spiritual daddy.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm gonna be. But I see so many people now, like I said, with these kids, and our kids are supposed to be our future. But the parents is not there. Like it's just like the parents gave up. It's basically like some parents just gave up. Like I'm not dealing with him, her. They 14, 15. They talk. You know, well. 14 and 15, they talking back to you and they doing all this. What was they at 12, 13? What was you doing when they was 10, 9? Was you instilling the right values and teaching them the right stuff? Right. Or was you just letting them do whatever? Right. Because they go by what they see. Right. So if you putting on something when they 8, 9, 10, 11, don't expect when they get 12, 13, 14, 15 and up that something's going to change, because they've been feeling like, my mama done been doing it. It's cool for me to drink. It's cool for me to do this. You know, my mama was in the game. My daddy was in the game, so I'm going to be a game. You have to start. When your child, like I said, I'm not a father, but I'm a father figure to a lot of people's kids. So when they one, well actually when they two, when they can start talking back, you're supposed to start instilling them. And not only just instilling them certain things and values and life for them,
they learning before they can even talk.
I'm saying, they watching and observing. So
when
if
they
you
start speaking, they gonna tell what they observed. My son's first word was sugar, honey, iced tea. My oldest boy. His first word was sugar, honey, iced tea. That's short for shit.
Wow.
He used to hear that a lot. So once he spoke, he said, shit. I'm like, who taught you that?
You did.
Right. Subconsciously, I taught him how to curse without knowing I taught him how to curse.
Right.
And I was like, dang. But that taught me. It taught me that, like, with our daycare, we were like, even though kids aren't speaking, they are observing, they are sponges. They once they start speaking, they gonna start speaking everything that they heard. My first language was cuss words too. My first language was swear words, because swear words was spoke more in my house than hey, how you doing? They're like, bitch, leave me the fuck alone. You know, that's the type of language that was in my house. You know, not hey. You know,
like I said, we have to get to a point now, because as we know, if you are spiritual, that the Lord is coming back, and He's coming back soon. We don't know exactly what day or when, so we need to, as human beings now, start trying to think better. It's got to, your thinking pattern got to be better.
Yeah.
Your way of living got to be better.
Yeah.
I mean, we all want to be millionaires, this and that, but if you're not a millionaire, think like you're a millionaire, act like you're a millionaire.
We have to become the change.
Exactly.
Be the change. That you heard that we're gonna be the change.
So as I was saying, back to what I was saying, I want to eventually come up with like a ministry where I'm more focused on the kids.
Right.
I'm more focused on the kids, because it's a lot of kids, like I said, even me. I went through a series where, I ain't gonna say a series, I'm gonna just say a stage where I didn't have a mother or a father.
Right.
My mother took her anger and frustration out on me for what my dad did, and I've never seen him a day in my life.
Right.
I didn't never ask to come here. So as a kid, you witnessing all this torture, your mama beating you and taking her anger, frustration because some man didn't want to stick around or whatever the case. I'm your child. You're supposed to be there. So she pushed me aside, and basically I had to choose the street life. But thanks to the good Lord, thanks to the good Lord, all that I went through, like I said, I had to make a road for myself to figure out. I went state to state, been in and out of prayers and this and that. But I had to come to a point in my life to, hey, I'm not going to let somebody dictate my life or tell me, oh, you a failure, because you may be a failure, or my dad was a failure, or you might not love me. I'm going to love myself. You ain't got to love me. Okay. So I got to the point where I had to just like forget what you're talking about, whether it's my mama, sister, whoever. I had to look at for error and see what's for error.
Right.
I got to the point where I used to be, well, back when I was young, I used to be real quiet and didn't want to talk, and I'm kind of still not sociable. I, socialize, but I'm kind of a loner person. But back then, I was real quiet, and I was still a class clown. I like to make people laugh. But I got to that point, I'm like, hey, be you.
Yeah, right.
Somebody gonna accept you, or I ain't gonna accept you. They gonna hate you, I ain't gonna hate you. But don't let nobody dictate how you feel. If you feel like laughing and joking and you want to smile, because I didn't normally smile. Now, and I love people. You got a beautiful smile. Thank you. Hey.
I was the female version of you, minus the going in and out of the jail.
Right.
My mother was the same way.
What happened? What?
She tripping off of it. Yeah, but
Okay.
my mother was the same way. My father used to beat her, so she would take her frustration and aggression out on me. You know, so I know what you're saying, and again, why I want my non-profit, my building and stuff, so we can be able to help more people. But I do want a male's group home. You remember, I want a boys group home.
Okay.
Because our males I'm for women power, BQs and everything, you know. But I think we'll get back settled right if we focus a little bit more on our men, because our men are getting lost.
Yeah.
Everything is for the woman, the woman, the
And
woman,
that's-
the
that's-
woman.
that's why I said
and
earlier,
men are getting lost. It gotta
the
be
man
a
is getting
balance.
lost because the woman, she's so independent. You have women truck drivers now. And I'm not knocking this.
I got a
Whatever
cousin that's a
field,
woman truck driver. I know.
whatever you feel you want to do, you can do it. Go for it. But women have taken the male power away because, like I said, just being.
You can't take none you didn't give away.
Well, I'm just
The
saying
males
as
gave
far.
it away.
No.
They gave it away.
No,
Because
I'm
they could have tried to hold on to it. It started when just like when a woman get pregnant, what they say, ain't my baby. They chose to step away.
Well, not all men say that ain't their baby, because most men will step up.
That's
If
why
I
I
had
said
a child,
males. You know, there's a definition to that man.
It's cool. It's more than one.
I mean, just because you a dick don't make you a man. Well, because you have a dick don't make you a man.
Exactly.
There's a definition that follows that. So
And
we
just
want to
because
turn
you have
males
kids-
into.
Just because you have kids, it don't title a man or a female, a male or female, to have to stay in a relationship if the relationship is not healthy. Just because we have kids together, okay, we gonna be there for that child,
There
but
you go.
that don't mean we have to stick together. But I know certain women, oh, you're my baby
Females,
daddy, we gotta be together
females.
forever, this and that, or the dude feel like,
Females.
you know, the dude feel like it too. You know, she's a sexy woman, we got kids, like, you ain't gonna be with nobody, I'm a kid. Like, no. So, it's just,
That's female. That ain't women. I mean, got once we said divorce was final. Only thing we had in common at that moment was our kids. We don't have to socialize. You know how to call the phone, speak to your kids. They old enough, you know. So I understand you could be, you know, you could co-parent, you know, but you don't have to be in a relationship. And but some people try to use a kid to stay in a relationship with a male, or to get pregnant so they could be in a relationship with the male. And that's all the wrong reasons to bring a child into the world. Because you don't even love that child. You used to be focused on that
relationship.
man that
And
you
that's
trying
where
to
the
hold.
kid come into where the kids start having problems. But once you just said, because you focus more on this relationship with this person than focusing on the child in itself, male and female, y'all neglecting the child. Y'all got a child together. That's a whole nother life. Forget about the relationship. Think about this child and how you can make this child a better person, to be a better on down the future in the world.
Right.
Because the kids out, but like I said, it's just so many people that got this perception or got this what's this, I want to say, like, it's been like hereditary to where my mama them done it and I'm gonna do it and this here or whatever, or you know, it's just so much. Like I said, you got back to what I said. We have to start in our own immediate circle to make the change. Right now, it's not too. Let me tell y'all people, one thing about change, it's never too late to change. You can change in a minute, in a second. It's all in your mind and what your heart said. When you feel like you tired of something, hey, change. Better is always good. If it's better than what you were doing, it's always good. So, you know, but people have to start, like I said, in a small circle and just look at the bigger picture of what's going on today. You know, and just people are so much into themselves today where they not into that.
Well, I'm gonna jump on in there.
Okay,
because you do got to recognize what's going on with yourself. You know, your faults and everything else. What's the problem within yourself, and you have to work on that. That's where it starts. You know, you can't quite help nobody else if you ain't trying to help yourself.
There you go.
You know,
that's why I say be the change.
Right, you have to be the change. Like with me in relationship, I got to figure out what my problem is, what's going on with me. You know, true enough, in with bringing in children and being parents and stuff like that.
And grandparents.
Yeah, you gotta recognize what's going on in like as a parent. I understand my mom was a certain way. I'm trying to break that cycle. I'm not trying to be the same way like my mom. But you'll find yourself falling,
in the same trap.
Right, in those same footsteps. And
you have to put barriers up not to do that.
Right. And see, it's hard because it's in you. Like with me, I said it before. It wasn't no I love you words said in the household.
Right.
Okay, so then when I brought my children to this world, it was hard for me to say I love you, and so I was trying, but it was very hard for me. Okay, now it felt real weird and funny. Now I'm going into a marriage where I have a husband telling me he loves me, and I'm having a hard time saying it back because so it's like you got to realize what's going on within you and work on that. And once you bring yourself out and you go through and you bring yourself out, then you can pull somebody else out.
Right.
So that's what I wanted to say on that, because it is really hard in relationships, marriages, and all that stuff. You done left Tiffany on there. I'm so sorry.
She's still on there, ain't you, Tiff?
I'm still saying, you know what? That's why the Lord gave me a desire to want to help wives who are going through the worst time, because I had reached a point after going through so much pain and just so much heartache with my husband, and I had finally got to the point where I felt like I love my husband unconditionally to actually endure with him, just knowing that we were going to get through this, and the Lord put in my heart to just want to help somebody else that was married and going through a rough time, to let them know that it's going to be all right. And what we need to do is just pray and wait on God in our situation, and just have faith in our situation, and just basically just hold on in the worst times, because sometimes we just throw in the towel too early. And because it looks bad, but we can't go off of what it looks like.
There you go.
Go off of what is perfect, what can do, what the Lord can do. Because when a pile of dirt is dumped on our marriage, we always think that it's dead and it's buried, and no. But guess what? It's an opportunity for growth.
Amen.
It's an opportunity for growth.
Yeah.
That's why the Lord gave me the desire to help another wife. It's not the end. It may look like it, but it's not.
I know it may look like it, sometimes feel like it, but long as you there with saving our wives ministry, that will be that light that all these wives need. Because you're going to have to expand eventually. You're going to need a bigger building. Because all the wives that want to be wives, decide to stay in the game, they going to need that help out there. Yeah.
And in this day and age, it's so much divorce.
Right, that was it. Chose that.
People just divorcing,
It's so easy to quit.
Financial reasons. I heard about a couple that were not married. They weren't even married, but they had bought a house together. They were doing like married couple things. Well, guess what?
What?
They separated. They were broken up. Now it was a house that was sitting pretty. Now, when you take it to a marriage, now you have a house in a marriage. And the house has nowhere to go. It's over their name and things like that, and the marriage is over. So what now? No, and you can build on that. You don't have to just let things fall apart and you lose things. You don't have to lose things over financial reasons. No, you don't have to lose your marriage over that.
You don't have to lose the money over money. Don't have to lose the marriage over money.
Right, you don't have to lose your marriage over no money. No, you don't.
Well, you don't want nobody to be like the Bible say, money in the hands of a fool is like running water, trying to catch water with your hand. You got one person who want to put it in a cup, and then you got the other one who trying to catch water in their hands. That ain't gonna work too much. So they gonna need some real help. Yeah, because I'm again one of those people.
Temporary. A situation that deals with finance is temporary.
That's if that
Everything is
person,
temporary.
right, that's if that person want to change.
Yeah, that's it.
That person gonna want to change and use wisdom. Because God said he made us stewards over our time and money. So I take that very seriously. I take it very seriously.
I don't think that a marriage should just go into it because of financial difficulties.
I'm not saying that.
No, that's one thing. If it's something about the marriage and it's about some finance, they in the wrong because, I mean, if somebody in it for finance, first of all, they in it for the wrong reason if they in it just for the money. You're supposed to be in it for you truly love. When you say when you make that union and you vow to say, I do, that's why they say certain things and certain people write their vows. But when you say the typical vows is love, honor, cherish, through good to bad, through sickness, through health, okay, that's what you're supposed to be for. But as the way we live it now, most people do, they marry for money. Shoot, it's so many people now. These foreigners coming over marrying these people just to get a green card. So people marrying for the wrong things. But I was listening to what you were saying, and go back to what Nicole said. We have to do work on ourselves. But in a marriage or in a relationship itself, when things are starting to go bad, like I said, the average person, they feel it's easy to just say, well, I'm finna throw in the towel. They don't want to stick through the fight and whatever. I ain't got to fight with this. I ain't got to deal with this. I'm just going to cut it out.
Trying to talk about me again. Sound like they're talking about me again.
Guilty.
Don't nobody know your relationship.
We just talking.
Yeah, but you know, it's the truth though.
All we need to do is tap into some of the Lord's strength.
Yes.
Some of the Lord's endurance and put some of the words of God in our heart.
Yes.
Because we can be weak and humble and gentle and have the fruits of the Spirit so we can deal with a tough situation. You know?
Right. That's why I said money in the hands of a fool is like running water. Person trying to catch. Then God said we gotta He hold us accountable as stewards over our time and our money. That's still all biblical. So therefore your spouse needs to take that in consideration as well. So that's why I said they're gonna have to want to change for the better.
Exactly. It's about that person want to change.
Right, because if they don't want to change,
you can try to, well, you can say what I want to change in you, but if, like you said, if that person itself, or you be like, I think you should do this, or I think you should do this, or whatever, we need to do this. Once again, what you just said, if that particular person don't feel that they want to change and they just want to stick to
so
the
they
stuff,
throwing the marriage away.
They gonna throw the marriage away. But if somebody's actually trying to change, change don't happen overnight.
Right, obviously.
It's a process. It's a process. But I notice, I'm speaking from, I've been through many situations in relationships,
right.
But I'm speaking from experience. Most people expect you to change as they time limit. Oh, you're supposed to change now. You know, but it don't.
There are some changes that can happen.
Yeah, some changes can happen right off top.
Some people try to put the long-term change or the short-term change like into, they try to lie and procrastinate talking about, it's going to take me a moment to learn how to do this. If you learn how, it's like setting goals for yourself. That comes with you sitting down and making plans for your life. You can write that down right then. That don't take no months or no years to make a plan for your life. It just make your mindset you want to change, then you figure out what you need to do to change. Now, doing all the steps and being diligent with that's where the time thing may happen. But right now they're putting small inklings in to make that change happen. It don't take long. Especially if a woman could sit there and create a baby or life in her and push it out within 10 months. It ain't gonna take you 10 years. So come on now.
It's all about that person, like I said, it's all about that person that want to be able to change, and the other person have to be willing to give that person that time to change. But if they see you in certain, you ain't I'm changing, but it's not at your pace. You have to give me that time to show you I'm changing, because if I tell you, first of all, I don't owe you no lie. So if I tell you, okay,
come on now.
If I tell you I'm changing and just work with me, give me that time to show you. But you thinking I'm gonna change in a week or two or whatever, it's a process. Wrong one built in a day.
Right.
So, it's just, back to being considerate of the other person and the communication. But back to, as you were saying, a person in itself. If I know I'm wrong, it's all outdoors.
Right.
And I feel like
as you say.
and I was like, I'm gonna stay this way. If I don't never have in my mindset or in my heart that I want to change,
there you go.
I'm gonna be stuck the same way,
Right.
and I'm gonna continue having messed up relationships or whatever it is, or just being nasty to people. But when I say in my mind and my heart, I'm like, okay, what are you doing here? Like I said, once again, I said this earlier, you have to take an accountability of your own self, and the Lord spoke on it too. So you have to sit back, okay, what am I doing wrong? What am I not doing right? So what do I need to do? Okay, I know I've been scarred as far as from how my mama treat me, how this and that. Maybe this is some of the things that's causing my relationships to fail. So I'm finna better this now. First of all, I'm gonna forgive my mom and dad for whatever they did, but I'm gonna keep on living my life, and I'm trying to be a better person. So I need to try to get this monkey off my back, because I say I forgive y'all, but it's still like eating me up. Like certain things, like traits in me that was instilled in me as being a kid. So I gotta get that to myself, like, okay, look here, Eric, your mama them had you this way. You gonna keep letting them have the control over you? You gotta do for yourself and figure out. That's why I'm so into the word now, and I know God, I'm telling y'all, listen, anybody out there listening, if you don't know the Lord, get to know the Lord. It's nothing bad, it's only good. The Lord is a miracle worker, and He's a divine God. He works in divine order. Nothing happens overnight. Just have faith of a mustard seed and pray. Definitely pray. Because I'm telling you, when I tell you prayer works, it works. Because, like I said, the stuff that I went through in my life, the average person would have seen a video. The average person would have seen a video of my life would have been committed suicide. But thanks to the grace of the good Lord, I'm doing good. Like I said, I was in an accident. I'm walking good. I'm just determined, and I don't let nothing get me down. But I know we're finna wrap up. I enjoyed my time here. This was nice. It was very uplifting and interesting. Y'all probably seeing me some more.
Alrighty, people. Now, what we was speaking on from Tiffany Ham's last week, we was talking about how we got so deep into Tiffany Ham's ministry, Saving Our Wives ministry, because that consists of a lot of stuff. So we all had something to say about couples. Then we have Nicole ministry. She do transition housing, helping people switch from one way of life to a better way of life. And then I have Outreach Youth Ministries, trying to prepare our youth for their future, because sometimes some parents don't do it. So we have and had different classes, acting, we did plays, we have praise dancers, we have games, we have everything, and eventually we'll have a group home, and a private school. So we'll be doing a lot once we're able to get a building. So I have not forgotten outreach verse from my upbringing. Minister Eric have his stuff from his upbringing. Nicole have her transition from her lifestyle and some of her upbringing. And Tiffany Helms have her ministry from just being a married wife and understanding the struggles of a wife. And her husband going to have his ministry with her with understanding the struggles of being a husband, because no role is easy in that aspect. You got two people trying to function as one. Oh, you bound to bump heads. You're bound to bump some heads. So we wrapping up. We have also, I'm giving our Facebook and our IG names for some of our people. We got Nicole Scott with Nikki Sweets and Treats and Charming Legacy and Pride America Insurance. She's located in Chicago, Cahokia, Illinois. I'm trying to move you, girl. We have Sierra Williams Parkers, who's not here, styles that shine, and event planning.
Don't forget your boy Billy, no worries. You heard me?
And event planning. Nicole also do event planning. Sierra also do wigs on the side. That's her hustle. We got Dwight and Lee of Visual Minds 314, Beats and DJing. And then we have Unique Mercy Fashion Alterations for men, women, and children. Her contact number is 314-304-4174. And then we have Billy No Worries, club promoter and video dancer. They have yours truly, Marvel Pruitt, Not Forgotten Outreach, 501c3. We have Marvel Alternatives, Holistic, Because You Matter. If you want to order, you can text that to 314-601-1803. And then for any comments, don't forget to follow, share, and subscribe to Truth Is on YouTube and Facebook. But for suggestions, you can email the truthmatters33@gmail.com. Thank you, social media, and y'all have a blessed night. Praise the Lord, we out.